Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Strategy Guide, where we show you how to get strategic victories and tactical victories in your favorite video games. Hey guys, M12 Warthog Gaming here. I am back with another video, and today we are doing another strategy guide. I'm actually, at the time I'm recording this, we do not have internet. It's been down for a while, so yeah, that's a little bit of a problem, but I'm gonna have like a bunch of videos to upload when we're done, so I guess it will sort of make up for the fact that you haven't been getting any. But for now, I haven't been getting any. Okay, well, for now, I've going to see that we're going to probably end up here on part 6, but for now we're going to start with 1. We're doing the UEF campaign. We'll do the Illuminate in the Cybran next, but if I'm correct, I have to do the Illuminate next, then Cybran. If it was up to me, I'd probably have you guys choose if I could do Illuminate or Cybran next. So without further ado, we'll get right into this.
Festivities surrounding the 20...
Okay, prime target. Okay, so, for starters, in this campaign, you'll need to know a few things, such as,
Welcome back, Migraine.
your engineers can pretty much walk on all terrain. Not so sure about ACUs, those are a little bit different. As you can see, my ACU is the one in the middle, or the giant robotic thing that the screen's focusing on.
Additional defenses on...
Now,
Wonderful.
in this game, you unlock more units. Well, more research to use more units, or different units, as the campaign goes on. In multiplayer, you should have all of them, but I still think it's good to play this and play against an AI and at least understand the basics of how each unit works before you get into it. A great way to do that would be the tutorial, but I've already done that. Some people don't like to play tutorials, but if you want to do this, I guess you could. Now, for starters, there are 3 factions, Cybran, UEF, and Illuminate. We are playing as UEF. Now, this sort of just drops you right into the thick of it. But, I'm gonna need these 2 to start producing as much crap as we need, as much rocket tanks. Now, for here, you're gonna want to set up defense. Normally, whenever you're using a base of any kind, your main concern usually should be setting up the base defense first. Now, what I'm gonna do is have my ACU, which will usually build things a little bit faster. You can actually upgrade that in the ACU area, although you do not have any research available. And now, of course, you can build research stations to get research points faster. As you can see in the top left, my research is not going up that fast because I need to buy, not buy, but build more. But, you know, they don't start you out with that. Someone will just come online in a few minutes and tell you that it's available. But for now, having about 3 of these here would be good. Setting up defenses over here would be also, okay, I guess. So, mainly what you want to do is go right along here and set up a defensive perimeter.
You got reinforcements on the way. What about air support? Command is withholding air until they can fully assess your status.
Okay.
My status is that I need air support.
I find that funny. Command is withholding air support until they can fully assess your situation. My situation is I need air support. Oh my god. Those guys are freaking funny. Some of the things they say in this game are the dialogue. In a game like this, I don't think you really need much dialogue or something. I've been playing a lot of Game Dev Tycoon, and it's really got me thinking about stuff like that. But, it's usually mostly strategy, focused on the strategies and battles, but they do have dialogue for the story and whatnot. But when they do talk, most of the time, I think it's kind of funny what they did, so props to whoever worked on that, because that stuff is pretty funny. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, like, they have some hilarious stuff, but we're focusing on the strategy here. So pretty much, you want to keep your units organized. So what I'm doing is I'm going to tell all of my land units to move here. Now what we're going to do is keep them in one area, but we'll have them move to either the left or either the top or the bottom side of the screen, depending upon where we need more additional power and whatnot. Apparently that's an energy generator, but that's not one that we own. Now note, the mass extractors that give you mass can only be put on mass extraction sites. Now, energy generators can be put pretty much wherever you want, as long as there's a room. Okay, I'm gonna move them down a bit.
The Cybran Army's history, and what's left of the facility is secure.
Good job.
Okay.
Status of the array.
So, we got research award points, but we can't really spend them on anything. Normally what I usually go for is structures, but I'll show you why.
Cybran officers here at command under arrest.
Maybe this is Rogue Cybran Officer, I don't know. I haven't played the full level yet, the full campaign. I've actually only done like the first 3 missions.
Dreamed up, so they've called in the lab coats.
These are hardly toys, Sergeant. Good day, Commander Maddox. I'm Dr. Zoe Snyder, Head of Research and CEO of Quantum Vision Works. You have received new technology options from my company, including the Demolisher Mobile Artillery. Your ACU has also received plans for our patented field research station. This
Ooh.
all battlefield data in real time and uses it to speed up the research process.
Okay, so now here's what I'm talking about. Now get this, although that costs too much. Although I can reduce the cost on this. Reduces the cost by 10%, increase health and damage by 10. Now I don't know if all training does that, but on most of the times I play this, usually the first one reduces cost, while the other ones just increase health and damage. That's for all the other levels of training, for structure-wise, but I'm not sure about anything else. Now, the reason I keep constantly losing mass, because I constantly have an influx of units. As I told this to build a rocket tank, but I also said to repeat the build. I could set it to build 5 of that, then 5 of the meteors, which is mobile missile launchers. So it could go back and forth, but I don't want to do that.
Needed to deal with the Cybran threat.
Okay, what I'm really hoping for is getting this up and running. Okay. So, now that we got that running, I'm going to take all of these. Note, you will get more land units and naval and air unit access later on. Now, what's going to happen is someone's going to bombard this place, and we got to be ready.
The research station will significantly speed up the research process.
So, I pretty much have gotten 42 rocket tanks and some 4 mobile missile launchers, I think.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Now, on top of that, they sent in drop ships. They're a little bit different. You're going to have to tell them where to go, and then you're going to have to tell the units to load into the aircraft if you want to take them somewhere. And normal aircrafts cannot transport, normal air transportation units cannot transport experimentals. You have to build an experimental aircraft to do that. Now, the reason I'm talking about experimentals is they're about to send in megaliths. That giant thing there is a megalith. Now, experimentals are like the best of your units for land, but they require so much resources. I think, a UEF that boy, like, requires over 2,000 energy, and then a butt ton of mass, just to take it on. Just to not take it on, but just to take on the task of building it. So that's gonna be quite a challenge. Now for me, best thing I want to do is focus my research into lands, as that's the only thing I have, and somewhat on structures, but we don't always have to fully rely on the structures to protect us, but they do provide good defense. When it comes to range and damage output and rate of fire, we're like sort of well-rounded in that area with our turrets for both land and air, but it seems other factions usually have a stronger strength in certain areas, such as Illuminate, tend to have ones that have longer range, and some that have a little bit faster rate of fire, I think, depending upon what unit, or I think what turret you're using. Well, as the Cybran usually tend to have ones that fire more rapidly. Okay.
The other units are falling back. Permission to pursue.
Negative. To abandon your post.
We need to defend this area.
I'm on it.
So pretty much this planet, this is a UEF colony. This planet,
This is Colonel Rogers.
comm stations have been taking over.
And elsewhere in the system, I've assumed sole command of all forces on this planet. I'll contact each of you to give you your next assignment. The UEF is back in charge.
He's back in charge, and he sounds happy about this. Sounds like he's very happy about it. Okay, so guys, as you can see here, I did this on easy for demonstration purposes as to what you need to do. Now, for me, they rate you on objectives. I didn't research all technology. And I didn't... Combat, I guess I could have gotten a little bit more. I don't know how they grade that. But, in terms of combat, we didn't have a... We pretty much had our turrets take out the first few units then when we got a lot of tanks, we moved in. And that's kind of what we sort of needed to do. Now, sometimes what you need to do in this situation, or in games like this, is know that, overpowering at the point of attack or outnumbering at the point of attack is sometimes the best thing to do. And by overpower, I mean means you don't necessarily need more units, such as if you have 20 bombers coming at you, send 10 fighters, because you're not outnumbering at the point of attack, but you're overpowering at the point of attack because your bombers can't fight the fighters, but the fighters can fight other aircrafts, and so forth. So that's some stuff you need to know. I'm going to actually exit out of that, as this is our first mission. My favorite map seems to be gone, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to actually set this to Infinite War. I'm going to assign us a hard level. Random AI, and then we're going to launch. Now, what I'm doing, though, I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to show you the whole skill tree and what the stuff does for you guys, because a lot of this is going to be important down the line as I go through in the next video where I do the next part of this strategy guide and how things in the strategic knowledge need to take people out and whatnot. And some of the stuff you can take here will apply to battles online against other people. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make this quick before I'm attacked. So I might as well, while I'm here, get my mass extractors up. Because I'm at least gonna put in the effort for this if I started a match. Okay, so now what we need to do is pretty much increase damage, and health is down here. From the looks of it, you usually have personal shields, so each individual ground unit has their own shields. Sometimes they can have health regen, but if they're being attacked by 20 people, they're taking more damage than what they are recovering. You have vehicles and infantry here as well that you can unlock. You have a vehicle and an infantry experimentals that do a heck of a lot of damage. On top of that, your structures usually focus on unlocking certain types of structures, costs, damage outputs, and other different effects that they could have. Now, for right now, as you guys can see, I did notice that they did just fly air unit over me, which means they went for air. So what I'm gonna do is set up an air base right here. And what I'm gonna do is actually set up that there. Okay, so I'm trying not to die while I show you the whole skill tree. Now, one of the best things I need to talk about, what I need to show you, is the importance of structures. One, you will need research income is one of the best things you can get. You get income fast, research income faster, so it's by 20%, so whatever your, so that's pretty much 1/5 of whatever your current, what your research stations are actually outputting. Another thing to get is mass converter, because you have very limited spots if you look on the map as to where you can actually put mass extractors, but you can build up to like 50 energy generators and convert 2,000 energy into 1,000 mass if you want. Sort of like in Star Trek Next Generation, where they convert energy into mass for their food synthesizers. So, also on top of that, a must-have is the nuke defense silo. Now, a nuke silo and a nuke defense silo are different. Nuke defense silo defends you against nukes, and nuke silo null launches them. Now, if you are Siren, you will have a nuke silo that is a combination of a defense and a nuking silo. So it can shoot missiles that shoot down nukes, but it can also launch nukes themselves, or tactical strike incoming is what it will notify you, or strategic launch detected is what it will say. Now, when it says strategic launch detected, that means someone has launched a strategic launch. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's you, and it can be your allies. Now, if you're in multiplayer, take note that your allies detect your nuke as an allied unit and will not shoot it down. So you can nuke your enemies, and that's like the only friendly fire that you can have. Don't do that. But other than that, I'm gonna end the game. Do not save. I just figured I'd like to show you this strategy guide here and the stuff, a little bit of the multiplayer, as well as the stuff you need to know for that. Now, I pretty much, if you get strong structures to begin with, then upgrade your units as needed is pretty much what you're gonna have to do. But sometimes you need to focus more on certain areas than others. But what you can also do is note that your ACU, as you also have to treat your ACU as a unit in itself, as it has its very own skill tree for what it can do. But I think I'm gonna have to end this strategy guide here. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, leaving any comments, questions, or feedback for me in the comment section down below would be highly appreciated, and I will see you guys later.